Hi, Facebook family and friends. I'm T. Hatchett,
What's up, y'all?
and we are the Hatchett Chronicles. And I guess I'll do my shameless plugs first.
I don't have it.
Oh, whatever. Hi, Eleanor. Okay, so my shameless plug. I am so excited. The very first one I want to do is that tomorrow, guys, tomorrow, it's all going. It's going down tomorrow. Tomorrow, Stevie G's Love Search will be in all the streaming sites. Go get your copy of Stevie G's EP, Love Search. Oh man, you gotta go get it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So it comes out tomorrow at 9 a.m. I employ everybody to go get it. In a couple of weeks, we're gonna have hard copies that I'll be selling on the web and other places. But for now, just go to a streaming site. It's $6.99 for the whole EP. If you want to pick and choose, you could pay $1.29 for a single. But I'm saying, why don't you just get the whole thing? Because there's not a song on there. Now, I have my favorites, but then it's like I listen to another song and I'd be like, oh, I like that one too. Oh, I like that one too. So they all good. This is one of those EPs that you're going to enjoy every last song. Guaranteed. Every last song.
Yeah, no question.
You know? So we got that going on. I'm excited about that. My book, The Power of God, is still for sale. $15 and $3 shipping and handling. Hey, Stevie, we were just talking about you. What else we got going on? Oh, I still am helping small businesses get up and running. I am still helping in finances. Everybody need financial help. Like Stevie G gonna need financial help because he about to blow up. So, what else am I doing? You know, I'm just doing the same old, same old. The most exciting thing we got going on is Stevie G right now. Everything else is what we always been doing, you know. I can't think of anything else. Oh, I don't say this much, and I guess I should, but every Sunday at 9 a.m. I do services in the Hatchett Chronicle studio. I have my morning word. It's called Sunday Morning Gospel with Sunday Morning Worship with Minister T. Hatchett. And it's at 9, it's from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then I replay the audio on Untapped Music Radio the following Sunday. Also, thank you so much, cuz also we have airspace. We're selling airspace. So anybody who want to get on and either for advertisement or for you know, you want airtime for advertisement, or you want to do a show, you know, I am me, I am my husband, you know, we're down for that. Okay, your turn. What you got going?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Oh, poor baby. Nothing.
Come on.
Nah. Listen, you can't be like that. You can't be a brat because this is your subject. Steve said he want to become a whack DJ.
I'll talk with you about it. Let's see, where do I start? I did a audio book.
I got you, Eleanor. Eleanor want a hard copy. Eleanor want a hard copy of Love Search.
You finished?
I'm sorry. How rude of us.
I'm saying. Anyway, I did an audio book called The Museum. It's out on Amazon. You can go get it on Amazon right now. Hands down, the book is out of this world, man. It's definitely crazy. Salute to Dee and the author. She actually wants me to work on another book for her soon. What else do I have going on? Man, it's just a lot right now. I just did a joint with Sabrina Johnston. That's out on Track Source right now. Actually, yesterday was the day that you could actually go and buy it and download it and everything. So it's called Throw Your Hands Up in the Air. I did that with Sabrina Johnston. That's out on Track Source. You can go get that. What else do I have? I'm working on a single with one of the artists that I work with. Working on a new single. That joint is crazy. I'm still working with Dot Bundini and Big Homie Stomp for the second project is coming up. So I dumped some heat on them for that. I apologize. I keep kicking it. You might want to move that over. Yeah, there you go. What else? Go to the website, y'all, because I can't remember all of this stuff, man. I got my hands in a little bit of everything, for real.
Steve, we want to know if you're giving online DJ lessons.
Actually, you know what? I was talking to somebody about that, man. And I just may make that a course, for real, for real. There's just some particulars we need to, go over and stuff like that. But actually, I was talking to, we have a publicist and a photographer that works with our label, and me and her were talking about it. So, well, no, man, I might make that, make that come to fruition, whatever the word is. But y'all know what's up. Other than that, man, go to the website. We got everything up there, books, what we doing, what artists is doing. Oh, let me say this right quick. I want to thank everybody that came out to the listening party that we had. The listening party.
You said release.
It's a listening party that we had for Stevie G. It went over pretty dope, man. I enjoyed myself, man. Shout out to April. Shout out to everybody on the team that made it work.
Throw your hands up. Stevie said, "What's the title of Sabrina's song?" Throw your hands.
Throw your hands up in the air. That's the whole. That's a long title, but that's the name of it. Throw your hands up in the air. Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. It's a club joint, man.
Thank you, Eleanor.
It's buzzing overseas real heavy right now too. So make sure y'all go to Track Source and check that out. It's on Apple Music, I think. Apple Music and Spotify, I think. You could go to those. Just check the sites. I definitely know it's on Track Source. Huh? With that being said,
one more thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is the only last thing I want to say. I just want to give a shout out to Stevie G's team, especially April.
I was getting ready to say that, but you.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
April is y'all.
April J. Armstrong.
Yeah, look her up if you need graphics, voiceovers. She's create this young lady, this woman.
She's incredible.
Yeah, she very much is.
She's incredible. She is incredible, man.
Yes, she is. So, and she is a part of Stevie G's team, and she's a part of our team. And listen,
and shout out to my sister Valerie McAllister for
shout
helping
out to host.
The
she's a part of the Hatchett Chronicles family, so most of you know her. So
yeah, so we had a great. The listening party was great. It was really dope.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, the EP is out tomorrow.
Stevie G Love Search, y'all. And you're gonna need the whole EP.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me when I say. Okay, that being said, can we get to your topic? This
I don't
topic.
Remember it. Well, go ahead.
Does traditional relationships really exist? Hi, mommy. Marriages, and wave them like you just don't care.
Hey, mom.
Yes. So my husband's topic was: does traditional marriages exist?
Still exist.
Still exist. And we're gonna let you start since it's your topic.
I don't have anything to say about it.
Alert. So why did that become a topic anyway? What made you think of that?
Because I was watching a program, and not even just traditional marriages, just marriage period, because I was watching a program and they was talking about the divorce rate, and the divorce rate is alarming. And I just was thinking, like, and then they were talking about chivalry in a marriage. Does that even exist anymore? And it was just a couple different things that they were talking about in this program, and I thought that we could.
So Stevie said, "Yeah, they do. If you're 90 years old." So, baby, when I had Valerie's not on here yet, but Valerie said, "Well, that depends on what do you mean by traditional." So, my question to you, since she's not here,
but
I
just checked. I said not necessarily traditional, just marriages. Period. A traditional marriage to me would be, a couple that have been together for maybe 20 years, 30 years, and both of them know, what they want. They both of them built their marriage. You know what I mean? Both of them have a lane that they take care of in the marriage. What I mean by lane is, God, husband, wife, and then the rest of the family. You know what I mean? That's where my sense of the word traditional,
perception of traditional,
right? My perception of traditional would be, like,
you fight in your marriage. You don't just one wrong word and you're out the door. You don't take it for granted.
You sit down and you talk about things. You discuss things. You come to a happy medium because, when you get married, those vows in the beginning, it seems like those are just words to say so they could get to the wedding, so everybody could do this routine, this dance routine for their wedding now. You know what I mean? Because they got the wedding dance now, and everybody's doing this routines, and they all doing these songs and stuff like that. Like it's more of a fashion show than a marriage. You know what I'm saying?
And they spend all their money on one day, and
right, and you spend 20, 30, 40,000 one day, and then 2 weeks later, you go on to get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, where does the real marriage? Where did the real marriage go? Where does the
what happened to
marriage? Period.
And I think that's a good question and a fair question. These days, it seems that anything goes, anything makes up a marriage. And that's not for what we feel traditional is. That's not what we're used to or where we're coming from. So I understand where my husband is coming from when he's asking for where our tradition, what our tradition mean, where did that go? Where did the staying in a marriage through thick and thin, the marrying for love, not for money or for anything else. Where is you work in a marriage? You work. You put God first.
You know what? I want to just say this. A lot of people, when they think of marriage, it's like, oh man, this is a big step. This is huge. This is the big one. This is the doozy. But I don't know why I feel so different. I know that a marriage is what you make it. You make your own happiness, whether you're married, in a relationship, whatever, single. You have the choice to make your own happiness. You know what I'm saying? So if you are with a significant other or a wife, I mean a spouse, or boyfriend, girlfriend, engaged, whatever, it's up to you to make your situation what you want it to be. You know, um, you know what she likes, what you should know. Be attentive, learn what she likes, figure out, you know, what she likes, what she you know, what she doesn't like. Be attentive to her, have conversations, communicate, trust, loyalty, all of those things. I just think that you're in control of your own happiness. And if you are able to make your spouse happy, then you should be happy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people might say, man, that's crazy. Happy wife, happy life. But my definition of that is this: if I'm happy, I know my wife is happy. If I'm not happy, you know, um, I have to do something to make myself happy. I have to correct whatever it is that's bringing me down, right? If my wife is not happy, I'm not happy. If she's not happy, I'm not happy. If I'm not happy, she's not happy. Because we're one, you know, we're one. And with that being said, happy wife, happy life does exist in our world. Happy husband, happy wife. I mean, happy life.
As to the question of traditional, I think that comes in with the question of why are you getting married? Are you getting married for show? Are you getting married because you're celibate and you want to have sex? I mean, and people do that. Mm-hmm. Are you getting married because she's?
Your hair.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's tickling me.
Are you getting married because she's pregnant and shotgun married? Why are you getting married? Are you getting married because you're in love and you want to be with that person for the rest of their life? Mm-hmm. If that's the reason why you're getting married, then that means that once you get married, then that means the work begin and you do the work to stay together because you want to be with that person. But if you're getting married for any other reason besides you love that person and you want to be with the person for the rest of your life, then you should not get married. Because any other reason, it's not going to work. Or even loyalty. Oh, well, I'm marrying somebody because they're loyal. That's not a reason to get married.
Or marrying somebody for convenience because you don't have a place to stay.
Yeah, or because she want to get, or one-sided, or he want to get married. I don't want to get married, but
right. I'm gonna just do it because she keep pressuring me.
Yeah, and I don't want to lose them, so I'll just marry them. That's where and I think that's when the tradition went out the window. You know,
Mom's what?
Mom said, "Remember what is traditional for you may not be." That's what Valerie said. Be for someone who is under 40. Little girls dream of this day all their lives, and I think they should have the day their way, even if only lasts 2 weeks. As GL said, if someone can spend that kind of cheddar, then spend, baby. Spend, baby. Spend, just my opinion.
You're right, Mom. I mean, I totally agree with you. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. But
Well, I don't know, because even when I was
I
under 40, I didn't think that that you should spend all that money on one day. My thinking, I've always been different now, but I've always said, hey, give me the money. Let's go on a honeymoon with it. Let's buy a house with it. To spend all that money on one day where we could put that money elsewhere. I had a traditional wedding one time, my second marriage, and I just had it because I wanted to feel the white dress and walking down the aisle. That even though that was my second marriage, but it wasn't. I didn't spend a lot of money because I still, even at that point, I refused to spend hundreds of dollars on a dress that you only wear once and hundreds of dollars on this and that. It was like, okay, I'm gonna have the traditional wedding just to see what it feels like, but I'm not. My dress cost me, I think, $100. And it was a beautiful dress, a nice dress. But I wasn't gonna spend five, thousands of dollars on a wedding dress that I was only gonna wear one day. But I did want to feel the tradition, but I didn't want to pay the money on the tradition of the wedding. So it's one thing to.
So basically, you saying you had champagne taste with beer money?
Basically, because that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to taste the champagne. I didn't want to spend the money on the champagne.
No, I got you.
But Terry, why would you begrudge someone else to spend their money the way? No, I wouldn't. And I say, do what you want. I agree with that, Mom. I just feel like that for me, and this is only for me, I just feel like that's not a beautiful elaborate wedding is not what a marriage makes, and it doesn't, just because you spend all that money for one day does not mean that your marriage is going to last. And for most people who want that one day is because it's that fairy tale, I'm marrying Prince, the prince of my dreams, and so we're going to have this elaborate wedding when it doesn't last. And I just beg the question, shouldn't you not should you concentrate on that prince that you say he is more so than that one day? Shouldn't you concentrate on the life that you're going to have with that dream princess more than that one day that is only one day?
Rah, what up?
Rara said they need to spend that money on that. Right, brother. That's what I'm saying. On a house, if they have that much money, to see if they can hold down that responsibility before they jump into a marriage responsibility. If they can't hold down a house responsibility together, they can't hold down the responsibility of a marriage. In my opinion, that's a good point.
You know what? My thing is, why get married to get divorced?
Why waste the money?
So, I mean, I'm just saying, and I mean, look, this
To
is
each his own.
right. This to each his own. This is all opinionated. This is not a fact, and this is not what I would say to someone else as far as like don't get married or that this or that. I was just like I said, I was watching the program, and these were some of the questions that were posed in the program that I was watching, and it just got me to thinking, like, wow, man, like because they showed the they did a statistic and showed what the divorce rate was, and I was like, man, that's crazy. It's crazy. Like, man, more people getting divorced than people are getting married. You know what I'm saying? And I was just saying, does a real, I just asked myself, like, does a real marriage exist anymore? You know what I mean? I know that me and Terry, we have a different way of.
Oh, that's lovely, Rara. I
What
like
do you
that
say?
idea. Buy a house and get married on your own property. I love that.
That's dope. That's
That
dope,
now
right?
that I would have loved.
Yeah, that's dope, right? Um, me and Terry have a different way of
Outlook.
on things, and we have a different way of seeing marriage. We have a different way of living life and everything. A lot of people, even when they come on Hatchet Chronicles, they always give us the
Hey,
compliment
yours.
and saying, "Hey, you guys always look happy. You guys are always laughing together. You guys are always having." And then when I say, it's been 4.5 years and I haven't had an argument with my wife, I know, people like, what in the world? Come on now, really? But the thing is in our life, God is first. And I know that I am the man of this house, that I'm supposed to take care of my family. And my wife knows that, in the Bible it says a wife should submit herself to her husband. She should submit unto her husband, right? So, and submit doesn't mean, you know, uh, be there and he's supposed to.
It doesn't mean slavery.
Right.
In other words.
There you go.
But I am a helpmate.
A helpmate. That's what submitting is.
And my husband is the head of the household.
And I would not.
And he does have the last word.
That's cool, but I'm saying with that, I don't take advantage of that. I would never take advantage of that. And even in, certain situations, I still want to know what her opinion is because we are one and we understand the concept. But then too, we ain't 20 like Mom said, a 20-year-old girl. We ain't spring chickens no more
we're
either.
not,
So,
but I do believe that there are people, and I do believe, I have to believe that there are young people who even acknowledge if you walk by God, because this is not about really a traditional marriage. It's about walking by God. The reason why we feel this way is because we walk by God's law. Because this is what God's law said. So I'm sure that there are young people that walks by God's law that believe the way we believe. And yes, it is because of our age that we are more, because it's like, okay, at this age, you be like, okay, back up. You ain't for no drama. If you coming with drama, you keep it going. So, of course, that has to do with our age and why it works so well. But other things is because we're walking by God. And even if we didn't have that much money when we got married, but even if we had money, if you had a lot of money, I still would have said to you, listen, instead of spending all that money on one day, let's have a 2-week honeymoon. Let's go travel the world. Let's buy a big, huge mansion and, and invest in something and start this big, huge business and put the family to work and something. Let's go get an island, and build up an island for the family. For me, that is more important in working in our lives and starting our lives together than spending money on one day. And again, I am not, look, do what you want with your money. If that's what you want, fine. But the point is that for our definition of a traditional marriage, you should be concentrating more on your life together as opposed to that one day. And maybe that's one of the reasons why marriages are not working. I think another reason, though, is because people are not walking by God these days.
I would definitely say that too. And then, and another thing is um I think this is like super important. If you're married, even if you're not married, your business in your house is your business in your house.
Amen.
Everybody should not know every little thing that's going on in your relationship in your house. You know what I'm saying? We are old enough to talk about everything that we do, that goes on in our house. And I believe that outside influences, will destroy a marriage. It'll destroy a relationship. It'll destroy, whatever, a couple. It'll destroy a couple. I believe that. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Especially us women. Us sisters have a thing where we have girlfriends and we stick together, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with a group of black women sticking together and looking out for each other and loving on each other. That's a great thing. However, in some incidents, in some instance, you can't be putting your girlfriend in your business. If you got a man, you need to work that out with your man. We binge watched this show, and it was about these girls, these sisters, who was very much, for each other and looking out for each other. But I think there's a line that you just don't cross. Like, for instance, the girl was marrying somebody who was totally wrong for her. She shouldn't have been marrying him, and she had agreed to marry him. And, the girlfriends, her friends knew it was wrong, but her best friend was like, well, if you marry him, I'm not speaking to you anymore, and I'm not standing here. And for me, it's like, okay, you done told this person your opinion. You have stated your opinion. If your friend is going to do what she's going to do, regardless of what you feel, you stand by her, because there's nothing you can do about it. This is her life. You have to. It's just like if you had a child. You sometimes, when they grow, you gotta let them go.
Yeah, you can't control somebody's life.
Yeah. So, and those who, I'm not, okay, I'm speaking because I'm not one to have a lot of girlfriends.
Generalizing.
Yeah, I'm generalizing because I've never been the girlfriend type. I have a bunch of friends, female friends. I have sisters. My sisters are my female friends, and that's the closest I got to a lot of female friends. I can count on my hand the number of female sisters that are not my biological blood sisters, but they're spiritual sisters to me. But it's not like a bunch of us that hang out all the time and be over. I never was like that with that. But I know that you can support your friend without being all up in there, in all their business. And you definitely cannot have a relationship if other beings are in that relationship. The only one that's supposed to be in between you and your relationship, your marriage, is God.
That's it.
And if there's anybody, and that's mother, brother, sister, friend, if anybody else is in between there, there's going to be some problems.
It's going to always draw a wedge.
Yeah.
Because if you're talking to your sister or your brother or your mother, regardless of what, they're going to always want the best, to look out for your well-being. Your spouse, if it's her brothers and sisters or friends, they're going to always want to look out for her well-being. Even though, you could be close to the family and all of that. And then you may get some family members that, instead of, just looking out for that person, they deal with the truth. And, you may have one or two family members that's going to give you the advice, godly advice, if they know about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I don't think that, talking to people outside your house is good for any kind of marriage or relationship. I really don't think that is. And that definitely will destroy a marriage.
It definitely will.
Go ahead.
Steve said, I think that some traditional marriages don't make it because some people expect their mates to be them and will not allow them to be themselves. That's a good point, Steve, because I think people feel like when they get married that the other some people feel like when they get married, the other person is supposed to give up who they were and become who they think they supposed to be. And even though there is no I and we, you had a life before that person.
Mm-hmm.
And you were an individual before that person. So it's about combining, not changing
Mm-hmm.
or reverting. Eunice said, yep, to each his own on your wedding point. We could have saved a lot of money, nothing to show for it, but a lesson learned. That's true too. I mean,
man, listen, powerful point.
Yeah, because like I
Powerful
said,
point.
my second marriage, I just wanted to feel the tradition, so I did it. But you know what? Honestly, the marriage that my husband and I had, it was very low key. It was very laid back. You know, my husband picked my wedding dress. It wasn't white or a traditional color.
And the
It was
shoes too. What?
yeah. You picked the whole. He
What?
picked the whole outfit, and it
Man,
was.
she was fly.
Yes, I was. It was a black dress,
Oh,
and you know he had on jeans and a black vest. I mean, it was. We had about maybe 10 people there, and 5 of them was maybe 15. 5 of them was church members. But guess
and the
what?
rest was her family.
Yeah, and it was my family. But guess what? It
It was a
wasn't.
beautiful
It
day.
was a beautiful day, and guess what?
We had a ball.
We
had
still
a
here
ball.
and haven't had an argument, and we still going strong.
And when I tell you our wedding day was the bomb,
It was.
We had a man,
With 102 temperature, because I did walk down the aisle with 102
well, we
temperature.
had a ball. We went back to the house, man. We cranked up
Well,
the music.
listen, they had a ball because I
Yeah,
went
you
back
wouldn't
to
lay
the
down.
house
But
and I
I'm
laid
saying,
down. I didn't get up for 3 weeks.
but even though you laid down, people were still in and out the room, congratulating and yelling at you and
Yeah,
this
but
and
I
that.
don't remember that because I was
And
sick as a
I
dog.
was sitting in the living room with everybody entertaining in the in the dining room with my lounge chair with my legs up, just chilling.
I'm gonna get you.
We had a
another chair, baby.
great time. Our wedding day was great, man. It was great. The food was pretty decent. I thought about that.
Yeah.
I love you, Bubby. I love you, Bubs.
But you should have let them help you cook.
But
That's all I'm saying about that. But we appreciate the effort
man,
because they didn't have to help. I'm just saying
right. They
that
didn't have to do any
next time you get people to help, make sure they know about the word season and salt and pepper.
The cake was dope.
The cake was awesome.
The cake was great.
The chicken, the meatballs
was
yeah,
off
the
the
meatball was good. But Bobby cooked the meatballs.
Yeah.
He let them cook the rest of it.
The meatballs was great.
Steve said your relationship is exclusively between you and her. It has nothing to do with your friends, cousins, sisters, and so on. Everyone in your life doesn't always have your best interest at heart.
That's exactly right, Steve.
Very true. And yep.
Very well said.
Yep. Very well said.
And that's the truth. That's the truth. And how can somebody run your household?
And especially ladies, be very careful if you have
saying?
girlfriends that are not married trying to tell you about being married.
And that goes for the fellas too.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about that.
You know, but my thing is like,
or that don't know God and have troubles in their own relationship.
Right. And my thing is, I'm a grown man. Can't nobody tell me, yo, bro, your wife tripping, man. You shouldn't be. You should X that. Man, if you don't get out my face with that, bro, you don't tell me nothing about nothing in my marriage.
Star, what's up? Stop everything.
Yo, Star Zone, what's good, bro? I think
we're talking about traditional marriages.
He said, "What up? Stop everything. What's going on here?" We talking about marriages, bro. I was watching a program and they was talking about the statistics of marriage as far as being married and divorced, and they were giving numbers on how like the alarming rate that people are getting divorced, and I just asked myself a question of like do traditional marriages even stand anymore, or do they exist anymore? And we just decided to do that topic tonight. So that's what the topic is on, bro. Steve said, listen to my song Privacy.
It touches on that
privately.
Is that
it touches on that exact subject. See, yeah. Steve's joints is crazy. I think that you just like in life, you're in control of your own destiny, and if you don't, if you let someone else, steer the car, you don't know if you're gonna crash and burn or not. You know what I mean? You got to steer your own ride.
Mom said, keep everybody out of your marriage. What's going on in your household should stay there.
That's right, Mom.
Totally. And I think that's where, again, as I said, there's nothing wrong with having girlfriends and sisters loving on sisters. But I think that's caused a big problem when you allow your girlfriends or
anybody outside your marriage
to have a say so,
right?
A big say so,
right? That's right.
Like for instance, one of the things, like we were watching, like I said, been watching this show, and her friends and hers was very close, but her friend did not like this dude, which was right, but she allowed the friend to walk into her house and disrespect this man that she has a relationship with, and good, bad, or indifferent. If you are living with a man or you are married to a man, you don't let nobody come in and I don't care, mama, brother, sister, and disrespect your husband, who is your king, who is the head of your household.
In your own house.
In your own house, that's just, and I find that some women do have that problem where they allow, whether it be their mother or their sister or someone, to come in and disrespect their mate, their man in his house, who they claim to love.
Right. Starzone said, "Okay, Mom." Steve said, "They ain't got no ends in mi casa." Mom said, "Look, if you let the devil ride, he might want to drive." Amen. To that, Mom.
Star said, "I just telling my man, this is no one knows your heart."
You're right.
You're right.
You're right, brother. You're right. Look, I listen. I will not let anyone. What was that?
Ben Chelsea Jackson White.
Hey there, Ben.
Ben Chelsea.
Ben Chelsea
Jackson.
Jackson White.
That sounds like your family.
Might be. I just feel like you can't let someone dictate your life. You can't let someone dictate what you need to take care of. How can somebody dictate your happiness?
I think another point to that is, if you tell somebody, let's say me and you, okay, we married, and I go to like Valerie, and we got into an argument, and I'm mad at you, and I'm telling Valerie, or Mom, for instance. Okay, let's say Mom, because we talk to her all the time.
Mom.
I know, but we're role playing, Mom. So, and you say, Mom, Terry did this to me, Terry done that to me. Then we're not mad no more, and then we're back together. Now, she has, from what you have told her, she has formed her own opinion. And so that's what happens when you bring what happens to you outside and give it to somebody else, because then you go back to being okay with the person, but the person that you took outside and handed it to, they still holding it.
Right. But I understand that was an example, but look.
I know, Mom.
If I went to Mom, like, Mom, listen, Terry this, that, and the first thing Mom is going to tell me, y'all need to sit down and work that out. I ain't got no nickel in that dime. If you went to Mom, Frank this, Frank that, she going to tell you to sit down and talk, because she don't have a nickel in that dime. She going to give us the advice that Jesus would give us, and let us hold on to that. You know what I'm saying?
True, and I understand that, but I'm just saying, as an example, what happens if you take what's in your marriage and shoot it out to a third person? that third person draws the opinion. And that happens a lot. That happens almost every day. A girl will go to her mother and tell her mother everything. Mm-hmm. And then she's back with the man feeling good, and then the mother don't like the man. Right. Because of what she has told.
Because she drew an opinion because of that one argument or that situation or what she's been
exactly
hearing.
So the best way to keep that from happening is
to keep your stuff in your house.
Exactly.
Is to keep your stuff in your house.
On the other hand of that, that's not saying if the man or the woman is beating your brains out that you're supposed to just hold that.
Oh, no.
We're not talking about that. So let me just be clear with that for anybody who misconstrued what we're saying. We're not saying that,
if it's a domestic relationship, then it's different.
Yeah, but we're saying that if you have
an argument here or there and you have a tiff here and there, keep that between y'all two. Y'all should be able to sit down and talk about that and iron it out in your own house with your wife or your husband.
And if you cannot go to professionals, go to your pastor. Objective party, somebody who can be objective.
Right. That's not going to pick a side.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's going to look at the situation for what it is, good, bad, and indifferent, and make an assessment on that. Not just because you're close to them.
Yes, that's what we just said. Keep Jesus in the middle of the marriage. Keep other folks out.
Yep.
Work it out. Exactly.
Mom said, you know how your mother, etc.
feels, and if they cannot respect your home, then they should not be welcome there. That's what I said.
That's right, Mom.
Because you cannot come. That we were binge watching Mom, Tyler Perry Sisters, and it's a good show, but because you don't want me to form
my own opinion, and I've said that. And she
before.
Mom,
and so it's like
she's a little different.
It's a good show, but the disrespect in this show, because they love each other. It's a good show because they're friends and they love each other. But there's a lot of disrespect. I think they go overboard with the supporting each other. Like they disrespect each other's household just because they feel like, well, I love you, I'm your friend, so I can come in here and be disrespectful and dismiss your man, and so that just made me think of that in a relationship, because that I will not put up with. You will not. I don't care. This is my king of my household. You ain't nobody come up in here and treating him any kind of way. In his household, that's not happening. I don't care who you are. That's not happening.
Yeah, that's just not cool. Just not cool at all. So I mean, again, traditional marriage, and like Mom said, I want to touch on what Mom said. She said our idea of traditional may not be someone else's, right? And I get it.
Right, Mom. Mom said, look, there is not that much sister love in the whole wide world. That's what I'm saying, Mom.
Yeah, you're right, Mom. You're right. Steve said,
if you take your beefs to your family about your spouse, they may have a negative outcome, which may cause serious issues between your family and your spouse, which in turn cause in your relation. Exactly.
That's exactly the point I was making. Yep. Exactly the point that I was making. And you don't want that because, okay, so boom, what happens when it's time for a family function, a cookout, or
they looking at you side eye?
I'm saying, like, I was in a situation like that, and I would, we would actually take turns taking the children to our
family members.
Yeah, like Christmas, I would take them.
And Lord, let me tell you about my sister-in-laws and my brother-in-laws and my mother-in-law. I can imagine being on opposite side of them. I wouldn't come to their house either, because they ain't too nice. But baby's the same way, Look, let me get out of here real quick. But my family the same way. But I'm saying, Mom alone.
Mom don't do that. Mom is always cordial, but she keep it G when
Look,
she have
say
to.
the wrong word.
She won't. Mom, she's very diplomatic with it in her own way, and she is cut and dry in her own way. She ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing, but she's not gonna just blatantly outright hurt your feelings, just because she can. But
No, I'm not saying that,
she
but
won't. She
if
just won't deal with you.
you
Hi,
don't
how are
like
you?
somebody, you don't like somebody, and they not coming up in there if you don't like them.
Yeah, that's true. Steve says, "Thank God."
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
You're like,
So, man, look. So I guess to each his own, man. To each his own.
and I think it's true. What the main purpose is, what is traditional to you.
Right. And another thing with that, I think that when you're in a marriage, you need to before you get married, you need to know what you want. You need to ask questions.
Hey, Crunch.
Crunch, what's up, broski? What's happening, my brother? You've been missing in action, but I've been seeing you with them rides, man, and your son too, doing his thing. Salute to the young man. Salute to the young king. Um, I think, man, you should know what you're getting into before you say I do. And then when you do, if you do decide to say I do, when you have those vows, you really have to live by those vows. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
For better or for worse, for richer for poor, through sickness and in health. You know what I'm saying? All of those things. I watched my mom do all of those things in a marriage. God rest my stepfather. God rest his soul. But he got to the point where they amputated a leg and an ear, and his eyes was bad, and all. He went through a whole lot of things. I apologize, Mom, for putting all the business out there. But my mother took care of him every day
I think
without a hitch,
I think that's
and
an
following those.
important point of watching what you saw. I think that's a very important point you just hit on.
It is, and what it made me do, as far as our marriage is concerned, is it made me want to seek the strength of, I wanted to seek strength from God, because that's where Mom drew her strength from. You know what I'm saying? So it made me want to get more in tune with the Bible and get more in tune with, what if something happens to Terri? Can I still love her if we can't have sex no more? Can I still laugh and joke with her like we laughed and joked when we was just courting, sitting on the porch, talking and bugging out? Can those laughs be genuine? Can we laugh from the gut with that? You know what I mean? I wanted to make sure that I had that. I didn't want to pacify it anymore. I didn't want to keep dating this one for this, that one for that, and that one for that, and this one for that. You know what I'm saying?
I think statistics will show that when you see people that's been in marriages for 25 years, 9 times out of 10, their kids will last in a marriage. They will fight for their marriage. Like me, how I feel about cooking for you and taking care of you, that came from my mother, because I've seen my mother take care of her husbands, regardless of whether she was mad or not. When she was mad at them, that didn't mean that she didn't feed them. She might have been slamming pots and pans, but she still cooked their meals.
Mm-hmm.
Now if they did something horrible like hit her, they might not wake up.
They might have got a glass of juice and
yeah,
thought it was ice.
yeah.
Really crushed glass.
Yeah, but I'm saying no. Okay, just joking, y'all. But I saw her take care of her man. Her husband. Right. I saw her that there was dinner on the table for him, and it wasn't like she did it because she had to. That was her definition of how she took care of her husband. And in turn, that's how I feel. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do for my husband. Now, the good thing about it is having a husband that respects you enough that they don't take that for granted. Like my husband, like he knows he's the head of the household. He knows that he has the last word, so he ain't got to prove it. You know, what's known don't have to be said. So he doesn't take advantage of it. Like, well, he allows me to have my opinion. So again, it goes back to having a godly marriage and having only God in between, and having that understanding that it works.
I watched Mom take care of Pop to his last day. You know what I'm saying? I watched her take care of Pop to his last day, to helping him in and out of the wheelchair, and you know what I mean? Everything. She did everything for Pop. And Mom is 74 years old.
And that's love.
You know what I'm saying?
Love so and commitment.
That showed me that, you know, with God in your marriage, you can have everything.
Yep, you sure can.
You can have everything, and it'll be forever happiness. I mean, don't get me wrong. You may have your little tiffs here and tiffs there, but you'll have more good memories than bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said,
okay, so Ben said, old school. Today, this generation don't care. Hit it up and run.
Right.
James said, marriage is duty from both to each other.
Yes, true. That's right.
Ben said, yes, better or worse. Steve said, I need a wife. I'm getting tired of cooking. I need a lady. You gonna get a lady with that EP. Yeah, she gonna come real soon. But now we're gonna have to talk about discerning whether they just want your money because you know you're gonna blow up big, or they really love you and they gonna cook for you. So we're gonna, because we don't want nobody that's gonna be like, well, we can hire a maid because you got money. So now we're gonna have to look out for that type, Steve.
Okay, so
say great point. Gloria Cross.
Hey,
baby.
Gloria.
She said, a great mother you have.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
And Ben said, true love, God's first, family second. Yes. That's to us what tradition was. That was what we were saying at first. Gloria said, hit it up and run. No. Steve said, I learned a lot of stuff from Sandy on Summer Avenue playing space.
That's a fact.
Definitely. I think that, again, it's putting God first and what tradition means for you. And I do. We
love you too, Gloria. Sorry, baby.
We love you. I do believe that people are hitting them up. What was it? Hitting up these days. I think people are just like everything else. Just like the music business, everything is show now. Is what.
Everything is a party.
Yeah.
Everything is TikTok.
Yeah.
Everything is Facebook.
Nothing is serious.
Instagram. There's nothing sacred anymore.
Oh yeah, sacred. That's the word.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because there's nothing with any substance anymore. There's nothing with any meaning anymore. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. And that's not a shot to anyone or shots at anyone. That's just my own opinion. And, you know, just my own opinion, period. And I think that, you know, if we had, and I don't want to seem like a butthole when I say this.
No depth. Exactly.
Right. No depth at all. You're right. I don't want to sound like crazy, but I just think that if there were more marriages like, you know, grandma and grandpa, you know what I mean, that was together for 60 years. I think if it was more of those that, you know, I think that in the marriage category, there wouldn't be so much divorce.
I agree. I totally agree.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just my opinion. Again, I don't think that, you know, I just think that if there's a blueprint for marriage, it would be, you know, the grandpa and grandma marriage that's been together for 75 years. that's celebrating the 75th anniversary, that still love each other and kiss each other on the forehead or on the cheek and still sit down and watch a movie
and that you can
together.
go to and say, hey, how'd you last so long?
Right, and they could tell you exactly, what it was because they've been together for 70 years. That's a life.
Good and bad times.
Right, and that's a life. 70 years is a life. 30 years is a life. 25 years is a life. You know what I mean? So,
Eleanor said, life and marriage is what you make it. That's true.
But wait, James says, James Rodman, marriage before
motherhood and husband before being a father. Preach.
Right. Right, you right.
That was long gone.
Right.
No blueprint.
Bro. Yeah, no, it ain't no blueprint for it no more, bro.
We saw examples and they taught us. Ben said, we saw examples and they taught us, but this generation need to rediscover family again.
Right. The family values are out of whack.
Steve said, that's some knowledge for your ass. James, Eleanor said, James Robin, guess I did things backwards, no regrets. But Eleanor, like I said, that's the tradition of marriage and then baby carriage was gone a long time ago. Matter of fact, I don't even know if that really existed because even back in the day,
So there were some marriages that didn't last that long. But you know something, I'm going to just say this.
That you got pregnant first and then got married.
Oh, that too.
That was the point.
But I mean, look, me and my first wife, she got pregnant before we got married. And we was together for 13 years. So I mean, it depends on the person. It depends on, where you
It's what you get married for.
Right. It's what you get married for, man. I just think that, if you look at a marriage, and I don't want to keep saying the word traditional because what is traditional?
Because he got beat up by that word.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying.
Use that word.
No. I just, I don't know what, I don't want to keep saying that word because my idea of traditional is different from everybody else's, right? So you form your own opinion on what traditional means to you, but I just want to say that, in that arena, if you do have a blueprint, I think you'll do better. But then, you still are going to learn along the way. You're still going to learn along the way. You still might bump your head a little bit. You're still going to bump your knee, fall down, scratch it, knee and stuff like that. But it just depends on, when you get up, are you going to keep moving forward? You know what I mean? And are you going to cherish the one that God gave you?
And are you going to learn from your mistakes?
Right. Because you don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over.
You could have made the mistake first marriage, even the second marriage, maybe even the third. But did you learn from any of them?
Right. And you know what, babe? I think that because this is my third and your third, we've learned so much in previous marriages that I know for me, I've learned from those two what to do and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? And then two, you're totally different.
We've grown in ourselves too.
Yeah, we did. We've grown in ourselves. And then also, you're a totally different individual from both of them. You know what I mean? And both of them were different individuals from each other also. But, as you get older, you learn, how to compromise. You learn how to, even if I have to, get blamed for it, even though if I'm not wrong, I still know how to say I'm sorry.
Another thing is we wasn't going into a marriage if it wasn't right. So
that
was more Larry this time than we was the first two times because it's like we ain't got time for no drama. We too old. Listen, if it ain't right, we ain't doing it.
Right.
If it's gonna be some drama, never mind.
And I wanted God to be in control of this marriage. You know,
and that was the main thing, that God was in control.
Okay, so
Steve said 50 years they had to do something right. We already read that part.
James, backward regrets. Okay.
James said we all owe. Amen.
Amen.
Ben said tradition to me is foundation. Yep.
Amen to that. That's right.
James said we still have to teach the youngster to do it a better way than we did or how we were taught.
That's right. That's right, Crunch. You're right.
Eleanor said, good night, you guys. Great show. Blessings to each and everyone. Good night, Eleanor.
Good night,
Thank
Eleanor.
you
Thank you for joining.
Yep. Ben said, but you pick up and learn again.
Right. That's right. You fall down and get up and keep it moving.
Star said, true. I had no idea. Something is the big church.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Some people are getting married just for the idea with the big wedding and the big this and the big that.
Ben said, true, James.
But do they want to hear it?
Yeah. Now that's another thing.
Scratching and surviving was taught to us. Hanging
hey, good
in
times. That's right. That's right, Crunch. That's right.
Okay, Cesar, I think you need to know what you want for your life before you walk into the entity of marriage. So true.
That's exactly
and
what
that you and your mate are on one accord. She has to know as well. As that you both have to be grown, in other words, put on have your grown person panties on, and you both need to be equally yoked.
And Ben said, we grow together. That is so true. I think that's an understatement in marriages today.
Star said, amen. James said, we did the best we could. Isn't good enough.
Yeah, you're right.
But see, some people don't even have enough love to even fight in the marriage. They one wrong thing go wrong and that's it. They walking out.
You're right. They don't have the willingness to fight for the marriage because it may be that somebody was in the ear all the time. You know what I mean? So they feel like, okay, well, you know what, man, my man was right. She nagging about this, that, and the third, or whatever I do ain't enough.
Or girls' panties ain't on, and they just feel like they want things their way and want to be stubborn. Well, he ain't give me this, or he ain't said yes, so that's it. I'm out of here.
Right.
The one time somebody said no to him, so it could be that.
It could be a number of different things.
Hey, love is love.
Love is love. My brother, what's up? I appreciate that. Yo, man, let me tell you something.
He said, ready for the wedding, but not ready for the marriage. Exactly. They want the big wedding, but then when it comes for the work, for the marriage, they not about it.
You're right.
James said, good night, Eleanor. Oh, James said, true, Terry.
Steve said
they lack relationship maturity.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that when you if marriage is in your sight, I think you need to sit down and have that conversation. And
I think you need to have a couple of conversations.
Right. Now, I'm just saying. And you need to have the first conversation you need to have is with yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to find out from yourself if you
Self?
If you're ready for that.
We gonna do this?
Am I tired of going to the club and hollering at these pieces? You know what I'm saying? Shorty had that short dress on. I want to, you know what I mean? Might want to still. I know mommy at the crib, but
Sal, you know what this means? You gotta cook for him. You gotta share with him.
You gotta wash his clothes.
He gonna want some of your bean pie. Oh, I'm sorry. I went out of the reservation, y'all. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm cutting your check. got
he gonna try to deduct your checks. Okay, y'all, we back.
He gonna try to fire you and get another assistant.
I know, right? He gonna be all up in Kiki white face talking about that's his baby mama.
Watching TV all the time.
Want to see boxing and all that. You got to share the TV with him.
Playing the new record he got from Love Is Love like 19 times.
You got to hear it over and over, the same beat, over and over.
See, y'all, the truth is coming out. I'm glad we had this discussion tonight.
South, are you ready for all this?
The truth shall set you free.
Oh my God!
Do you feel free? Are you free? Are you free? Flapping like a bird.
I feel better now. Okay, y'all, we back. We sorry.
My bad. Sometimes we go off on the stage,
yeah, we
y'all.
had to take a break after these station identification. Vincent, I am enjoying this forum, this wisdom, real talk lesson. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And that's all we try to do. Trevor Love is are we marrying because we can't live without them, or are we marrying because we don't want nobody else to? That's a great point.
Nobody said that tonight.
That's another reason why people get married, because they might not want to get married, but they scared somebody else gonna get there.
That person. Me. Love is love. That was me. Nobody said that.
That's
tonight.
That was me.
That was a great point. I didn't even think of that tonight, but that was dope. And to spin off of that, how could you actually plan a marriage on those premises?
That
you understand what I'm saying?
They just want to get married so that somebody
because they don't want nobody else to have them. How could you even? How could you even feel like
Gary did?
Right.
Right.
But I'm saying, how could that even be a thought? Which, I mean, I know it probably is somewhere down the line, somewhere, or somebody who's done that or whatever. But I'm selfish.
Yeah,
exactly
that's
right.
The answer right there. Selfish.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So selfish. They don't have the Lord in their life if you selfish.
They only think
that's just me. That's just me.
And as soon as the person asks for their bean pie or spin that record 1,000 times, they're gonna be upset and out the door.
See, hey y'all, let me ask y'all a question. It seemed like she went out.
No, I was just saying this hypothetical, right? We talking.
Man, listen.
But
that's crazy. And that, you know what? That's a great point because, just like the other points we made, like, are you getting married for comfort? Or you getting married for stability? Or you getting married for
or money? People get married for money.
Convenience, because you may not have your thing together and you need a spot to stay. You know what I mean?
And let me say this.
A bunch of different things.
If you're going to get married for money, do it right. Okay? So here's what you got to do. Like, they have the, what they call it, something babies with sugar babies, and they get married for the money, but they don't save the money. They don't get a bank account, and they be waiting for the guy to die, and the guy ends up living forever. That Stephanie Mills record is crazy.
Yes, it is, bro.
And so
I played that joint like 7 times today. That's why she said hearing the record over and over.
But so if you're gonna go ahead and get married for money, make sure you get you a separate bank account and stack the money. Don't be sitting up there waiting for the person to pass or not stacking the money, spending the money because you think you're married now and it's gonna last forever. Don't do that.
You know what? I wouldn't even suggest anybody to get into it.
No, but people do it, and they don't do it smartly. So if you're gonna do it, at least be smart about it. That's all I'm saying. But I don't see how people. I've never been one to be that phony that you could like just be with somebody just for what you could get, and but because you still got to look at that person, you got to still tolerate that person.
You got to wake up next to that person.
And sometimes money is just there ain't enough money in the
world
for some things that you got to go through.
Let me tell you something.
Boo.
You could you could have $10 million, right? Beautiful house, beautiful car, your dreams, all of that. And when you go to bed at night, you go to bed at night by yourself. And when you lay down, can you ask yourself the question and truly, truly answer the question, truly, am I truly happy? With all of this monetary stuff, all of this stuff that I have around me, am I truly, truly happy? Right? You can be broke as two left feet with a person that's broke as
totally
you are,
oblivious
to the world. It's like you're in a bubble.
And I know
and
that
nothing around you matters because you are so happy with this
sitting
person.
in the dark, no electric,
Hey, listen,
water turned off, but we playing cards and we chilling because we happy as hell.
Just happy to be with someone that loves you for who you are. Total happiness. So money is not the key to happiness. That's not the key to happiness. Love is the key to happiness.
And God is the key to a traditional marriage.
Amen to that. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. And with that being said, my good people,
we are 1:16. We are like 16 minutes over
the time. And you know, and the book be tripping on certain things, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said,
just a reminder to what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's
Stevie G Love Search.
So you can go to all your favorite streaming sites.
Love Search the EP streaming site
will be out tomorrow.
$6.99.
$6.99 for the EP. $129 for a single.
Steve. But you don't want a single because I'm telling you,
you want to get the whole EP.
Every song on this EP you gonna like. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to decipher which song. So instead of having to choose, well, I like this one. Get the whole thing for $6.99. You can't go wrong. Right. And in a couple of weeks, we will have hard copies. Give us a chance to get it together. But meantime, if you don't want to wait, and I suggest don't wait because this is
go right over
you want to hear
your favorite streaming site and get that joint for $6.
Yeah.
Look, man,
$7.
$7.
And also, don't forget Sundays I do Sunday morning worship with Minister T. Hatchett. We are on a journey of life after bent knees. I had my first part 1 on Sunday.
And there'll be part 2 this coming Sunday.
Yeah, and then I also replay the audio the following Sunday. So
on the Hatchett Chronicles. So if you don't catch her on Facebook,
yeah.
I mean,
Untapped Music Radio.
Catch it on our radio station. With that being said,
like, share, go to YouTube, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And listen, guys, we are really going to YouTube because I can't put up with Facebook. Facebook is really okay. My husband told me not to talk about Facebook while we're on it, but I'm just forewarning y'all. Soon, we're not going to be on Facebook. We are moving
We'll give you the links to YouTube and all of that.
So right over. Please get used to YouTube. Go like, share, listen, see past shows.
You know what will be dope, man? We appreciate y'all so much, man. Go over to YouTube, the Hatchett Chronicle page on YouTube, man. Even if you up cleaning your crib, just go on, play the videos, man, because the algorithm picks it up. And the more likes, the more stuff we get, the better we are on our page for YouTube.
Thanks, Steve. He purchased Sabrina's song.
Oh, thanks, cuz. Thanks, cuz. I appreciate that.
See you, Eunice.
So, with that being said, we love y'all, man. Hatchett Chronicle family, we love y'all so much. We thank everybody for supporting everything that we do. We are so blessed to have y'all as a family. If we haven't said something that you guys may be looking for, go to the website. and
you can
find out everything. Email me. You can IM me. You can instant message my wife. You can message me on Facebook, her on Facebook.
If you have our number, text us, call us.
Any comments, any topics you want to do for the show, let us know.
If anybody is getting married and would like to touch on anything with us, either through Hatchett Chronicles or personally,
give us a call.
Give us a call.
Now, I want to put this out there. We're not therapists. We're not licensed therapists. We're not licensed therapists or anything.
Deal with
this show is
an opinion.
Our show is strictly opinionated. But the reason why my wife said that is because I think that we have a great marriage. We've walked this marriage thing several times before, and the only thing that I could say is pray and ask God to straighten out what it is that you want straightened out, before you get married. And if you're in a marriage that's, kind of topsy-turvy, ask God to straighten out those things in the marriage that you want straightened out. And then too, at the same time, you definitely have to look at yourself first. Do self-correction before you could try to correct someone else or correct something with someone else.
I'm not licensed, but I am ordained minister.
Right. So that's fine. So with that being said, Mom said can't wait till tomorrow. She's going to get Steve joint tomorrow. And above all,
be committed. Amen, Mom.
That's right. Amen. So with that being said, man, we love y'all. Thank y'all so much for all the support and all of the things you guys do and join in with us and all of that stuff.
Stevie G Love Search tomorrow 9 a.m.
9 o'clock in the morning. Y'all go to any stream site, scoop that up, man, and enjoy the music, man. And we got more stuff coming, too. Me and Steve got some things that we get ready to drop in your lap.
And if you're looking to book him for anything, call me, text me. We'll see if we can make that happen.
Message her or whatever. So with that being said, we are the Hatchett Chronicles. Peace.
And we out.
And love. We are out. Enjoy. See y'all next Monday. God willing.
Sunday first.
Amen.